Hi, in this video I'll be talking about most common commands used with kubectl. Before starting, please follow my Minikube video for Minikube and kubectl installation, as both are required to follow this session. The link is present in the description. kubectl is Kubernetes command line tool, which allows you to run commands against the Kubernetes cluster. You can use kubectl to deploy, inspect, and manage the cluster resources. Let's check the common commands one by one. Remember, we are doing this to get the feel of executing kubectl commands. Don't worry if you do not understand few things at this stage. I will be creating in-depth videos of each topic in future, which includes complete end-to-end deployment, monitoring, and logging of a production-ready application. So make sure you subscribe. For now, let's follow along. Let's see those kubectl commands in action. Before that, let's set the alias for kubectl command. Alias helps us to execute the command faster, as we have to type less. This is very useful while taking the Kubernetes certification exam. Here we are using the letter K as substitute for kubectl. Now let's execute the commands one by one, starting with the cluster info. This command provides the information of local Minikube setup. Let's check the nodes in the cluster. Here you can see the node name as Minikube, the status as ready, and also the Kubernetes version which is installed on top of it. Let's get the pods. This is the test pod we created in our last video. You can also get the pods by just using PO instead of pods. Now let's check if we have any services running in our cluster. We have our Kubernetes default service and also a Nginx load balancer service where the port 80 has been redirected to Kubernetes internal port. You can also check all the service by using all. This get all will give all the pods, services, deployments, and replica sets present in the cluster. If you have followed my Minikube video, you already have a Nginx pod running. Though we created the pod directly using the kubectl command as shown in the video, but the kubectl create command doesn't have any option for creating a pod. In Kubernetes, pod is the smallest unit, but in practice, you will not work directly with pods. You will have an abstraction layer over the pods that is called deployment. So we will be creating a deployment and that will create the pods for us. Okay, create deployments. Let's give it a second name as we already have a deployment named Nginx in our environment. Image, we can use the same image as Nginx. So when we create the deployment contains the blueprint for creating pods. Most basic configuration for deployment which we pass is the name and the image, and the other values are default. Let's check the pods. So as you can see, Nginx second deployment pod is up and running. Let's check all the resources for this deployment. We see the pod is up, the deployment is running, as well as it created a Nginx replica set. Let's check the replica set of this deployment. You can see the second deployment replica set. You can also check the replica set using shortcut only RS, which stands for replica set, and similarly we can do for service as well. So instead of writing the complete service, we can use the shortcut SVC for service. There is one thing to notice here. Before that, let's check the pod name. So you can see the pod name has same name as the replica set name, plus there is a separate pod hash ID. So basically, replica set is managing the replicas of a pod in a deployment. We can remember all this process as deployment manages a replica set manages a pod, and a pod is an abstraction of a container. And all this is managed by Kubernetes through using kube control plane management components. Next is how we can check the logs of a container. These are application level logs, so the command is kubectl logs and the pod name. Since Nginx doesn't log many things, let's create another deployment which will have more relative logs. We can also use just deploy instead of writing the whole thing. Here we have deployed a Mongo application. We see our pod is still in creating state. We have our deployment and the replica state. I generally use watch command, which runs the command for me every 2 seconds. Our pod is up and now we can check the logs. These are all Mongo application related logs. We can also see what are the events while the pod was getting created using describe pod command. This will give the details and the list of events. So we can see it is controlled by our replica set, and also the events such as pulling the Mongo image and creating the container and starting the container events. We can also log into the container using exec-it. -it is used for interactive session, and logging to a pod may help us for debugging and testing few things. Now we have logged in and now we can see all the files in the container. And finally, let's see how we can delete any resource. The command is kubectl delete. Here I am deleting the deployment which we created. Similarly, this command can be used to delete individual resource as well. So now check, we have deleted both our deployments which we created. With this, I conclude the video. We saw how we can check the node deployment, pods, and replica set details, how we can create a deployment and its related resource such as pods and the replica sets along with the same command. We saw how we can check logs and events, which is very necessary for debugging an application. If you face any difficulty or have a doubt, please write down in the comment section and I will try to answer them.